Hello, everyone. But Danny, how are you doing? Thank you so much for the raise up. Glad you understand. Honestly, that's really what is going on in my brain. I don't know, but I hope that I'm not the only one who's feeling like that. Why is shield mode on? What happened? What is that? What does that even mean? uh, huh? Oh, here it says it's off. Okay, okay. So I'm getting mixed signals from Twitch. Please, just let me, just let me stream. How am I? I am decent. I have nothing to complain about necessarily. I do still cling to my hot water bottle. It's still endo episode time. Um, and to be completely honest, I kind of didn't want to show up. I'm a bit weepy today, and I say a bit, but I really, really feel like watching a sad movie and bawling my eyes out. Ah, it's been a heavy week, and there's no end in sight. But as unreal as it feels, we do need to keep going to a certain degree. So that's what I'm going to do today. I'm going to try and work on the Hermit Road Trip. Once again, I'm not going to do research because it's too upsetting, and I already want to cry, and I'm going to have a very bad tantrum if I keep going while a camera is pointed at me, which is live streaming my responses to the internet immediately. So I'd rather not do that. I'm just gonna. I'm very confused. Why does it say that? Do you see that too, Brownie? It says that shield mode is on over here, but I don't know why. oh, I'm very jealous, Les Bound. An actual, true pizza. I have to say that I am a bit afraid. No, see, I'm cursed. All right, I'm gonna ignore it. I have, maybe it's for me. Twitch is keeping me from you. That would not be surprising at all. Um, yeah, like I said before, during the week, I've been struggling just to focus. Um, because it just doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense that the world just keeps going. Let me real quick check for another time because excuse you. Hold on. So I'm not just weepy because I'm upset about the news and how everything is unraveling, or rather, not. It seems to be. I don't know. I don't know. Um, but also, I'm just in pain. So my limit of what I can deal with when it comes to external frustrating subjects, it's just a little bit lower. Um, Yeah, I'm just baffled. I'm just baffled about the way things are unfolding. Is probably a better way to. There's something wrong on my side. There really is something wrong on my side. I'm so sorry if something is glitching. Um, and I guess the fact that Fred Hampton jumped out of this book and led me into a very confronting, silly void really of stupid things that have been going on for a long time. And it's one thing to know, right? It's one thing to know and be aware of certain elements of society, and reading classics you learn that really nothing changes, or has changed all that much. it, the names of certain aspects of society may have changed, but generally I don't feel like a lot has changed. um, and while the timing is very interesting, I would even call it a synchronicity to find myself being pointed towards an activist like Fred Hampton. It is also just very heavy. It's very heavy. And the files isn't just heavy for those who are able to acknowledge what is in there, but also if you are a victim of sexual violence yourself, it is different. It reshapes what you have been telling yourself mostly. Um, and what has been bothering me is has been. Do you remember the French woman, a woman who was drugged? That's so weird. That's so weird, but Annie, I have a no. Never mind. As long as chat works, that French woman who had been drugged, and over 80 men or something had come around while she was unconscious and she had no idea. That's really scary. It's really scary to know that that is possible, right? So that has been very heavy on my brain. I really haven't been able to read that much. I'm really trying, because like I said, say to you, I try not to think about these things too much. I limit myself. There's a certain amount of hours and times that I like before bed. No, right before getting up. No, I have to be awake for a few hours still. But like, have I even finished a book this month? I don't think so. Yeah, one flawless. Oh, that's insane. That's really insane. So, if you are also struggling and can't really name it, aside from the world is on fire, you're not alone. You're not alone. And it's a normal response. I really hope that people understand that it's really a natural and normal and proper response to be struggling with reality right now, because the implications really do go far beyond the actual case. And it's interesting to me that people keep talking about it in a past tense. I don't get that. I But yeah, I've been doing my thing, as in what I can do from this side of the world. But correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like in the Netherlands, people are awfully quiet about all this. Beyond apathetic. Like, just don't even talk about it at all. Which doesn't exactly make me feel safe, I'll admit. Because that means that pretty much everyone I meet doesn't not just not care, but would be very willing to discount my own personal experience. That's how deep it goes. And I've been thinking a lot about when I had the need of police and how I was treated here. So I don't know. I don't know how to deal with it, to be honest. except go to the forest and hide in nature. And even there today, two men. So I don't know. I'm gonna read. I'm gonna try to make some progress on the Hermit Road Trip video. Is he in there actually? Hold on. I haven't checked. Who isn't? Jim Carrey. Oh no. Oh God. Oh, I have a very weird deja vu, and I don't like that at all. That's weird. Okay. He does appear. I don't know why. Oh, oh my God. I think he's in there. Oh no. Stop it. Oh, for fuck's sake. Hold on. It's a list of people who are very high paid. I don't know. Hi, Loop. Yeah, I'm trying very hard to do that. Um, all right. Seems like I have to fact check this information, but I'm not gonna at this moment. I'm not gonna care. I do, but I'm not gonna care. I'm gonna try to work on the Hermit Road Trip today, and I will be reading and I will be researching here and there. And oh, Loop, actually, the books came in. I don't know if you heard me talk about that, but your books came in, and the mailman was very worried because the time before that he came, he saw me in a in a in a position that people usually don't see me in, meaning that I was having a very intense wave of pain. So I was lying on the couch, and he thought I was dead. And the next time he came, he pressed a bell, and he started banging on the door really loud. And at first I thought someone is trying to break in, but it was my mailman, and he didn't see me in my living space. Usually he sees me in my living space, and he thought that I was but they've all come in, and thank you so much. I seriously need more of this away from the world, because Thing is, I don't know about you, but for me, my entire brain keeps circling back to the files and all the implications. Um, and the fact that it's still going on. So I just chose a few very unfortunate books as well to read because I was reading Julia, the female version of 1984. I shouldn't have done that. But I had no clue that was going to be this bad. Also, thank you for getting me this and this because apparently this comes before this. No idea. So, and this one, oh, I love this cover. I don't even care if the story is going to be good. This is The Witch of Phyllis Sound by Vanessa Penny, and these were Shadow and Bone, and Six of Crows was written by Lee Bardugo, and then of course The Sandman, which I will not be leafing through to show you, even though I mean it's mirrored still, which is also very upsetting. But there was some nudity. So I better not. I better not show you. But yeah, this is going to be, aside from everything else, all the fancy books. I'm so grateful that I have that to disappear in if I am able to. But it's just hard. And I am sharing that with you. And I'm trying to not be too dramatic. But I really just want to cry about the world, about the fact that I'm in pain. And a lot of women know. I maybe meant to, but it is known that when there was funding giving for the research for the causes and possible solutions for endometriosis, it is known that they researched how good looking the women who have endometriosis are. That was like, if not the first, one of the first things that they put money towards. Hi, yes. Yeah, Loop. I mean, don't do it. Don't do it. If you don't look into, I'm not looking into the files myself. Every once in a while, I do fact check because I want to make sure that the ones that I chose to trust, who are looking through the files, but I'm not going into that. But that's that. I don't need to know what is happening. I already knew. I already knew what was happening. It's just confirmed now, and this is the worst. I told you so in my life. I I am considering, and even though you should not, but compared to some people in the world, I am amazing. It's just that my uterus hurts. Um, wait, Ice Storm, Neil Gaiman. Yeah, I don't know about him either. I don't know anything anymore, and that's so. It's really unsettling to really not know anymore. Thank you, Lesbound. Hopefully, just the proper ones and not the code word for because they ruined pizza. How fucking dare they? Thank you for the hydrate. I do need it. Mm. So no, I wanna get this off my chest because I don't think I've ever told anyone this, but yes, endometriosis when it was finally accepted, we'll start at 45. When it was finally accepted, they decided to research how well good looking the women who suffer from endometriosis are, which is absolutely insane. It's insane. Exactly. What has that to do with having endometriosis? I am going to tell you something very unsettling, and I'm going to give you a chance to opt out right now because it does relate to the Epstein files, in my opinion. A few years back, I had a sudden, very scary light bulb moment. I was abused as a baby until I was 4. And suddenly, when I realized that I had endometriosis, I asked myself, so what is happening is basically the inside is on the outside of the uterus. How could that happen? And I thought, why don't I Google correlation between endometriosis and childhood sexual abuse? Now, this is a few years ago, and I haven't followed up on that because it was quite shocking. Because indeed, there is a very strong correlation between these two. Now, why don't you hear about that? Why don't you hear about that in the endometriosis sphere? My guess is if I try to follow it up, they were suppressed because a correlation is still not a causation, right? But how dangerous would it be if we find out that the uteruses of these young girls and women, including mine, are broken because they were abused as a baby or as young kids? But I don't hear anyone talking about this when I come across someone who has endometriosis or is working in the field of endometriosis. No one asks these questions. And the silence around it says more than enough to me. When something is being hidden or purposefully put in shadows, especially considering how things are going right now, that tells you more than you need to know, doesn't it? Wisdom. I endorse this. If you find out what the effect is, please let me know. I'm very much interested. Yeah, Luke, if you don't know, they used pizza as a code word for girls, young girls. There's a whole list. Sauce is, no, pizza was girl, sauce was young girl. And there's a few more. I don't remember them. But I don't have the actual information, Wisdom. I just have my body and my experience and my gut telling me. How else did it get broken? What broke? I don't actually have statistics, and when I found that article, because it was just to be clear, it wasn't like a cosmopolitan something. No, it was a study from a university. I didn't save it. I was really shocked because I didn't want that to be confirmed. I didn't want that thought to be confirmed that indeed there is a correlation here. So I was also not really in a safe relationship, to say the least. So I didn't really have space to think about these things. But I never forgot about it. But I don't think I could find it. I don't think I could find it again. Because honestly, I think it would be deleted by now. Because that's not something that they want out. Don't you think? So I wish I could, Wisdom, but I don't have the data. I'm not connected to any university or researchers. So, I don't actually have a huge platform. It's not really. I don't think it would do anything. Yeah, correlation between trauma and later illness, but not that specific. Yeah, because your body is just. I mean, it's so holistic. This is why modern medicine is so ridiculous because, I mean, we could go into that as well because there's a very good reason to believe, and there's evidence for this all over history, medical history, that certain mental illnesses were not actually illnesses, but a normal response to lives led under very abusive, neglectful situations. So they could put women in asylums, right? Your body and experience is the information. That's all you need. I am seriously considering going to the court and getting the stuff because it should be still there. Should be. I know they exist, the papers, because I have seen them. I just don't have them in my own possession. But I am considering doing that because I'm curious. I'm very curious. There's more to this story, which I don't really feel like talking about. Not because I am ashamed. I feel like I do, but I'm too unstable to do that in a way that I feel comfortable with. But there's reason for me to believe that it is everywhere. Let me just say that it is everywhere, and I have personal experience to know that they get away with it everywhere. We're censored by me. Are you trying to make friends with the Siri bot? That's funny. There are no stats for new discoveries and new conversations. Well, that's the thing. There's millions of women who have endometriosis, and yeah, I am one of the statistics, but I don't have the credentials or the well, really, that's it. I don't have the credentials to prove myself to the white Western men that I have actual information. I'm sorry to put it that bluntly. Not all men, yes, always, but it is very much white men who have made this establishment, right? Has anyone of you seen I'm not sure if I also reposted it, but the story that I posted about the black women that were used to experiment so we could progress our gynecology stuff. Has anyone seen that? If so, what do you think? How do you feel about that? All found by money and some even in the files. Yeah, it's scary, right? If you don't write it, I will write it using nails. Okay, okay, deal. No, but this is really why I've been processing a lot. And why I keep saying it's one thing to know, and it's another to have it confirmed. And not just confirmed, even your paranoia thoughts turn out to be real. That's if you spend the majority of your adult life telling yourself that you're just mad for having certain thoughts or certain fears, that you're exaggerating, and that you're told that you're exaggerating and that you're paranoid, to have then confirmed that no, you weren't, and probably the people who told you so were maybe complicit on a certain level. That's a lot to right? How do you quote eyes? How are you doing today? Credentials are overrated. They're a weapon. They're a weapon in my eyes. Wisdom. It's just silly because it just means that they want your money in order for you to listen. That is what it translates to me. Okay, so I haven't put myself in tens of thousands of dollars of debt, and that's why to you, and that's why you don't want to listen to me now, because I'm not giving you all my life savings. It makes no sense. It is, Carmelio, yeah, and a lot of people are not aware of what was done, and that it was really recent. It's really, really recent. Hi, Guy. Don't apologize. It's okay. I didn't get to hear for all the details, but medical gaslighting is so traumatic. And I hope you can get the treatment, support, and care that you need. Well, at this point, I really don't want to come near any hospitals or gynecologists. I don't want them to touch anything that is related to my reproductive system. I have found a semi solution to the migraines. Oh, I'll tell you about that actually. Hunter S. Thompson pioneered gonzo journalism for those excellent journalists without credentials. Use like lab animals? Who? Me? Probably. Women? Yes. Yes. Black women? If you decide to go into that, if you want to look up what they did to black, and there's one black woman in specific, in specific, in order to research how we know what we know about gynecology, please be aware that it's horrifying and it's absolutely disgusting. It's absolutely disgusting. And if I want you to remember that they did that, and this is still to this day something they believe. They did everything without painkillers and without any regard of the pain that they put that woman through and all the other women, because they say that black people don't feel pain as much. People still believe that. Doctors still believe that and still operate on that. I don't even have a word for it because it's vile. It's vile to assume. What the hell is that? But that's why still and that's just not talked about. That's just not talked about. That's not something you learn. And then to think what they do to women these days still, like if you want to get what is it called, the thing that they put in your uterus, look up the tools they use, and they tell you that you to take like an Advil, take a paracetamol, look up the stuff they use to insert what is that thing called, look it up. You don't get any painkillers, nothing. It's ridiculous. And I can confirm, because the gynecologist that I went to gave me the same option to fix my endometriosis. It's a Band-Aid. She too said, if this procedure, I'll explain it to you. It's like a thong with two very sharp needles, and they grab your uterus so they can insert something in your cervix, and that has to be like hooked into there so it can get out. Two pinchers, and they tell you it doesn't hurt. Look it up. And they to this day, both of the gynecologists that I saw said to me, you don't feel that. And I told them, I know what the thing looks like. Please give me the stupid laparoscopy. Conversation over. They were upset. They were personally offended. It's insane. So if you're a guy, I get that maybe you don't quite understand why women are so upset. And all I want you to remember is that there's so much more pain that we carry. It's not even only about what those people did, and it's about us as well. It really is about all of us. Please just hold space. You don't have to do anything but listen. Because if you listen long enough, maybe at some point you'll start to understand. Hi, NC. I'm so sorry. Yeah, don't look it up. Don't look it up. If you just got in, I don't want to traumatize you, but that is reality. And they do that all over the world. They tell you it doesn't hurt. No, but you get stabbed from two sides of your uterus, and then they force something into your freaking cervix, but it doesn't hurt. Oh my God. So no, I'm not gonna go back. What I do now. No, I need to go into a sprint because I do have a time limit today. But what I do when it comes to okay, well, then I don't have to explain. I'm so sorry that you are, because honestly, it's a curse these days. I am going to mute myself in about a minute. I am working on my Hermit Road Trip book. Hermit Road Trip, in short, is a little project that I started. I want to travel the world, but I'm going to do it through books. This is the first one I'm reading. And I will do a sprint. So we'll do 30 minutes of focus. Now, staying alive is so important in a full-time job. Is if that is all you have energy for today, if you need to cry, if you just need to be a shrimp and hide in a corner, you're so valid. Go do that. But if you want to do something, I'm here. I'm going to try, struggling as well. But you know what? We showed up, we're here, and we're listening to each other. Thank you so much for letting me rant. It's just a lot. It's the worse than a little scratch or something, right? Right. You know what? You know what I'll do? If it's really that not hurtful, I want them to do that to their own butt cheek. Show me what it looks like to my uterus, but on your butt cheek. If you do that, I'm gonna say no. I'm no. I'm not gonna say that. I'm, I'm not that brave, right? Hi, Rainbow. We're going into a sprint. I will be muting myself for the next half hour, but I'm here. I do keep an eye on chat, but I really need to try to also decompress. So I'm gonna try to focus. If you are joining me, let me know what you're up to. If you want to keep each other company in chat, that would be lovely. We need each other so badly right now. So good luck, and I'll see you in 30 minutes. Oh, oops, sorry. Hold on. I'm sorry. Testing real quick. Does it work now? Okay, then I know how to fix it. Okay, well, it's fine. I'm gonna shut up again. last minute. Thank you. I was just about to ask. Okay, so I know why the audio freaked out, which is really stupid actually. But we're taking a 10-minute break before we go into a power hour. Let's go. Um, so I accidentally clicked a button that is next to the mute button, and that just kind of yeets you out of the app, which is excellent design. Excellent design. The possibility of doxing myself is huge. Every time I even think about touching any button, let me say that as well. But I accidentally yeeted myself out of the app when I tried to mute. And that, for some reason, deletes your audio. But someone told me something about putting not working earbuds in there for something, for some reason. It didn't make complete sense what they said, but it did make me think maybe if I replug it, then it works, and it does. The button's the enemy of the touch. You don't even know the half of it. Wisdom. But Danny, do it. I think you have been chosen. You have been chosen, yeah, and now you have no choice. The Twitch app is incredibly well maintained and developed. Yeah, it's truly top notch. I have to say, very impressed. Also, very impressed about the new ick that I discovered. So, I'm not a fan of spice, and some people, speaking of spice, some people, when it comes to food, can't handle spice and have a certain response to that, like diarrhea and stuff. The scene that I just went through. So, on my hard no list of what I would rather not be confronted with is vivid descriptions of, sexy scenes, and also barf. Stop. Ew! We started talking about greasy eggs from 2 days before. Like, what? Don't do that. Ew! Ew! No, it came out on everywhere. First he barfed, and then he shat, and then he barfed some more, and I needed that. That is true, because it does help me, laugh about stupid things, which is very much needed. But also, what the hell? Uh, so yeah, that's really the first thing that happened. He's sick. Um, Wait, what was this? I wanted to say something about this. Um, oh, never mind. Never mind. Mm. Sorry, Kay. Yeah, if I have to go through it, you have to as well. All right. It's not really going very fast, but I'm making some kind of progress. I have been trying to tell you, what is that? Food? No, I did brush my teeth. Um, about this semi solution that I found to say that I've been migraine free is a bit of an exaggeration, because I've had a few sketchy moments, but compared to the way it had developed into, literal descriptions of all excremental bodily functions, my migraines have become, because it's not over, um, so bad that there are days that I will just barf just from thinking about moving. My head hurts so much, both eyes and ears, that I've literally had moments that I had vertigo and I just barfed from the headache. And then I found out about my jaw, that my jaw was probably broken when I was a kid, or at least dislocated, and it something is wrong with it. And from there, I found out that if I kind of close it with a headband before I go to sleep, it helps me sleep. And basically, it has. I don't think I can say I have insomnia anymore, actually, because even though I have bad nights, everyone has bad nights, but the bad actual insomnia is gone. So I really should have that checked out. But I mean it. I don't trust doctors at the moment, and I already had only bad experiences with my family doctor here. They are weird. I didn't trust them already, but now I'm just like I would rather just wait a little longer. I'll be fine. So I close my jaw at night when I go to sleep. And it works like a charm. It's ridiculous how well my quality of sleep has improved. Now, that led me to think about, well, what about the migraines? Because when I have a migraine and I lie down, what is already a relief is the stabilization of my neck. I have to put my pillows in a certain way, and if I lie horizontal with a migraine, it just, I don't know. So I thought, what about this sounds so ridiculous, but this is what I have to do as a woman to not be in pain, because I'm not being taken seriously by my doctors, all right? So I got a neck brace in December, and I wanted to see if that would help relieve some of the migraine symptoms. So ever since, sorry, if I wake up and I have a headache coming up or an actual migraine, I stay in bed, but I put a literal neck brace on my neck. And up until now, I have had no massive migraines. I've had little ones, but compared to the ones I had, it feels like a headache. It's a migraine, I know, but it feels like a normal headache. So I spent the first few hours in my episode weeks, so both menstrual and ovulation, because I am in pain both weeks, every other week. I spent the first 3 to 4 hours in a neck brace, and it has helped me with the symptoms. It's not gone, but it's I don't know why it works yet. I haven't thought about it too much, but my theory is, if I am in an endometriosis episode, I am only allowed to take a certain amount of painkillers. So I do try to stretch it in the evening. So in the evenings, I'm usually in a little bit of pain because I want to take the last dose as late as possible. But it still leaves a huge gap for when I wake up again and I'm allowed to take another dose. And my theory is that during the night, the painkillers wear off to a certain degree, or to such a degree that, oh my, no, what? I have to charge the phone. That my body starts to cramp up. My entire body, it's not just the belly and the uterus, but my entire body starts to cramp up. And I think that is what causes the migraine. And what the neck brace does, it allows my neck to relax, and my shoulders are being kept down very subtly. That's the theory that I'm running with now. But it's been almost 2 months since I had a massive migraine episode. So if you suffer from migraines, maybe try a neck brace. I know this sounds really silly, but it seems to be effective to a certain degree. And if you do suffer from migraines, you'll try anything. I mean, I did. Does the headband around your jaw look funny? Yes, it has a bow. It has a blue bow. It's one of those headbands that people use to keep their hair back when they're doing their makeup, a fluffy one. So it doesn't, but it just looks stupid. It just looks stupid. Like, I feel ridiculous. And the mailman has also, that's probably why he's so worried about me. The states that my mailman sees me, and sometimes I should give him therapy or something. Poor guy. Oh no. I did show it a few streams back, the silly thing that I use for my jaw. And some days after stream in the early evening, I already put the thing on my to close my jaw. The neck brace I don't sleep in because I'm afraid that I'll accidentally cut off my circulation and die. So I don't do that when I sleep. Only when I'm awake and able to notice when I'm dying. Because I'm not planning to die, just to be clear. I want to be alive. I'm happy to be alive. I'm sad about the world that I live in, but I do very much want to be alive, just so you know. No plans on exiting. Ah, I want to be 100, right? It sounds like the gurgling of a pre-Victorian cistern, and then suddenly bile and chunks of carrot covered the table. Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. That's wisdom's fault. That's what wisdom said. I'm sorry. I should have read it. All right. I'm gonna, I don't know, barf myself or something? I don't know what's happening. You don't want to get to 100? I do. I do. To spite them. No? Out of spite. I want to be 100 out of spite. I want to be ugly and gray and wrinkly and shove it in the face of all the freaking PDF files. All right, we're going into the power hour, and the point of it is to try and practice flow. I am going to do that by reading. The point isn't to get the full hour, the point is to get back to it. The point is to start, because often you'll notice that you want to go to the gym, but you have to go to the gym, but when you're there, it's actually not that bad. That is what we're going to practice during the power hour. I keep an eye out on chat, but I will actually be trying to read because I need some relief from my own brain. So, if you want to keep each other company in chat, that will be lovely. You'd help me out, and you probably helping someone else out as well. But if you're just doing something else or keeping yourself alive, that is all good as well. I'll see you in an hour. Good luck. last minute. Thank you. That is the anxiety I have about everything about streaming at the moment is really ridiculous considering that I don't have tech, but thank you. Okay, so made it. I am proud of myself. Do you ever tell yourself that you did good? Because if you don't, you should. Um, we cannot rely on others to always give us the affirmation that we need, and we are fully allowed to give ourselves that. And the reason I'm saying it today to myself is because I really didn't want to show up. I wanted to curl up in a ball and cry. Still not off the table. I'm pretty sure I'm going to do just that after stream. But I got some reading done. And really, that is good. That's good for me for today. And I'll read a little bit more tonight. I did also start on Malcolm X. Now you might think, how stupid if you're already being if you're already upset and depressed and angry at the world. Um, you might be right. For some people, it's a better idea to move away, but to me, even reading something like this, there's a lot that just circles back to the files for me. Like I forgot, I'd completely forgotten that this guy. I'm not sure if it was his. I think it's his pseudonym because he goes into the past, right? This guy goes back into the past, and his name is Jake Epping. Winston, did you hear that? That was so unnecessary. Don't do it. Because if she I'm already on the verge of crying all day. Please don't. Jeez. So yeah, that was everything leads back to those thoughts at the moment. And why am I reading this? First off, I had this book already. This has been on my TBR since last year. My physical TBR since last year. And I want to be better informed. It's depressing though, but I do recommend picking up something like this to everyone right now. It's very illuminating at the same time. It's just not. It's not really happy. Unfortunately, what is up with Elmo? I'm scared, I'm worried, but now I also need to know. And before I forget, welcome to Grace Bloom, and I'm gonna say JX. What do you want me to do with your username? I'm so sorry, I did see it, I just forgot to mention. But welcome in, and thank you so much for the follows. I hope you're having a day. I hope you're having a day. It's really all we can hope for, right, Dominique? Oh, I thank you for because thank you for telling me that there's a mix on the way, because I have all the ingredients to make brownies myself. I have, however, lost my brownie tin, but I found some tiny round cake tins, and I think I'm going to make myself tiny brownie cake. I think that's going to be my dinner, actually, because I am so not hungry. I'm so not. I mean, I'm hungry, but I'm having a lot of trouble eating. They ruined pizza, man. What? What do you mean? I didn't watch that. I didn't watch anything as a kid. Winston, 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 Winston. Hey, come here. No. You hear me? Don't, no. I'll clean it up in a little bit. You didn't eat that. That's dirty. Don't eat it. That's his old food. His breakfast that he didn't finish. I'm sorry. Yes, thank you for the hydrate. You wrote more on chapter 9, enjoyed breakfast, and made coffee. Okay, you did great. I'm proud of you. Talk about clear my mind. Oh no, don't start, because I had a very vivid description of things. And I don't need that. Poop dances, what the hell? Happiness is a decision. Yeah, and you know who makes that decision? Not the ones who are broke. Ah, all right. I want to have a little stream around noon, or well, it's a little later, somewhere in the afternoon on Saturday, because it's Valentine's Day on Saturday, right? I'm sorry, Lisbound. It's not that's necessary. You know what? It's not even pessimistic. It's just realistic. We're peasants. We're peasants. We don't make any decisions except Winston. Winston decides all. It was Saturday, right? No, I know that. Yeah. Okay. I have never really taken notice of Valentine's Day. I think it's a scam. Winston, I'll be right there. All right, please don't, because otherwise I can't. I cannot let you get the impression that if you are annoying, that I will play with you. That's not how it works. I think Valentine's Day is a capitalist scam. It probably is. I know there's sort of a history with it, but it has been mutated into something that makes money. And the same thing that costs a dollar one day costs $35 the next day, just because it's Valentine's Day. So that's not why. I just think that even though, even if you don't believe it, even if you don't care for it, it does affect you to a certain degree. And just in case there are people that are sad, let's just have a chat. Just hang out. Let's see how the week went. I really want to, but body is upset. Mind is upset. Very much overwhelmed. So it could be that I'm tired and I just don't feel like or am able to use my voice. Very possible. Not exactly comfortable this week either. Like, I haven't really been at the top of my strength. Vincent, you're not helping. Stop it. You're funny, but you can do this. No. There's nothing in there. There's nothing in there. That's my sewing stuff. You don't need that. Or are you gonna make your own raincoat? That would help me. But yeah, I don't. I mean, it's the thing is, I know that I feel the same way, Dominique. But I know that there's people out there. I'm not saying that any of you are, but that do get sad and do feel lonely, and that sucks because that is just it's just not necessary. So I want to try to just have a little chat and hang out, all right? And if I do, I might do something interesting. I'm not going to give it away because then I might disappoint you. If you don't know, you don't know, and I can use it for a different day. But I do have a plan, and it has nothing to do necessarily with Valentine's Day. Yeah, Winston's, I don't know why he's suddenly being difficult, because he's been so good, and we had a lovely walk this morning. It rained and it smelled so good. Are you kidding me? Stop it. We see you. Oh, my head just almost exploded, because if you... I don't buy flowers because flowers die instead. I make music because music lasts forever. I almost agree. I buy myself flowers because I love having flowers in my house. I think it brightens up your house, and even if you don't consciously look at it, you do take it in. You know, that's why I think when I am in a house where there are absolutely no bugs and no plants, I feel very uncomfortable, because I feel like a house without plants and bugs and music. By the way, I never have silence. is a bit uncomfortable. But I do buy flowers. Wait, what? Who forced you to what for Valentine's Day? Most holiday things are scams. Christmas too, all just a way to sell. I mean, it wasn't originally, especially Christmas. If you actually celebrate the pagan holidays, it's actually a very interesting topic. If you actually celebrate pagan, I think he's losing his brain cells. What are you doing? Um, yeah, I'm keeping it. You're gonna fall. You're gonna break your neck. The pagan holidays are actually a celebration of the seasons, and if you think about it, these aren't just on more natural moments of the year. They also help you transition into a different state. Starting the new year in January is absolutely ridiculous, and conspiracy theories abound in my brain lately, but it almost feels like they do it on purpose to keep you exhausted because you're not supposed to start things in the middle of hibernation period. You're supposed to start new things when the days are long again, when spring has sprung. Winter is for resting. So if you actually follow pagan holidays and do the celebrations, you connect with nature and the flow of the seasons. What are you trying to tell me, dude? I don't understand. But yeah, the holidays, as in the capitalistic things, that is just a scam. And birthdays, on birthdays, mothers, and with which I mean actual mothers, that doesn't have to mean a woman, just a mother figure, should be celebrated, I feel like. And as well as the one who was born. I feel like we forget that there's, someone who bled to put someone in the world, or there is a maternal figure who is, sacrificing, whether she chose to or they chose to or not, a little bit of their life to raise a child. I feel like that, but that doesn't work in a patriarchy, because why would we celebrate women, Winston? Why would we celebrate women? Huh? What do you say, my male cat? Hello? Stop it. I don't have a pen. Otherwise I would throw it to you. Stop it. Winnie. Winston. Oh, he's being a bully. I'm not even kidding. You can't go in there. Do you want me to lock it? I have locks on my cabinets, but usually I don't need to lock them during the day, only at night. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Hi, Riku. I did I say hi? I completely forgot because Vincent is really distracting me. Kitty is naughty. Without music or plants as a soulless place. Yeah, I don't know. Books and plants and music are so important. Oh, and just to add to the pagan things, the reason we sometimes confuse the holidays. That's not entirely how I want to build that sentence. Modern religions borrowed from paganism so they could more easily convert the supposed savages and pagans to their religion. I'm a witch, so I know a little bit. And I'm not I didn't graduate. I'm still in the school, but yeah, one of the most important things that I learned in my teens was the rule of three, which is a Wicca concept. And it basically means that whatever you sow, you get is returned to you in threefold, and that goes for good things and bad things. All right, hold on. Now I'm done. You're gonna poison yourself, dude. That's why you're not allowed to be in there. Oh, you broke it. And now I'm a little bit upset because this means I can't play with you until you're calm. Because otherwise, you learn that this is behavior that will be paid off, and that's not nice. That's not nice. Yeah, exactly, Last Bound. So now I can't play with him if whenever I stop stream. I swear to all my books, if you stop it, not don't stop it, you're gonna be in very big trouble. What is wrong, Winston? Touche. Is trying to sleep. You're good. Where was I? I locked the cabin. Yeah, go there. There's candy. Oh my god, there's still candy in his puzzle. I don't know. Oh no, Dominique, don't remind me. I hate that. I hate that we're still doing that. That is also a scam. Daylight savings time. Where? When? Why? Just when I'm getting used to the way the light is already there when I wake up. We have to change it again. I hate it. This weather's no longer just nature and it's manipulated with intent, and then the seasons don't matter anymore either. That's not true, Wisdom. That's not true because the light affects you. Speaking of daylight savings time, and there's a reason that a lot of people get depressed during winter, and the fact that we force people to continue as if it's not dark for the majority of the day, and as if our bodies don't need to rest is really silly, and it's really against nature. Nowhere in nature humans are really really silly. The seasons do matter, really, and we would be a lot happier if we allowed ourselves to be just a little bit more in tune with it. If only where we are supposed to be full of energy, which is spring, not December, January. That's mid restoration time. If only we do that a little bit better, I think a lot of people would feel a lot less pressure to not feel depressed during a time where they're supposed to be resting. Oh no, what did you do? Oh, are we all? Oh no, what's happening? I added it, didn't I? I don't know anymore. I'm very much distracted. I know, baby, I'm coming. Much of the pagan calendar and its way of living is intact, but well, maligned in other religions. Religion is a concept, of course. It's just a structure of control, anyway. Yeah, and that paganism isn't. That's why it's so frustrating when paganism is talked about, because most people don't really understand the history and how it was incorporated in Christianity, and will even go as far as say that paganism stole from Christianity. I don't know how they learned that, but I'm assuming things that I won't voice. And my understanding is that pagan celebrations and holidays are that celebrations of life and the seasons, and our lives are connected with that as well. I think we're forgetting that the seasons are a symbol for our lives as well, the stages of our lives of being young, being or being a child, being a young adult, being an adult, and being old. We're forgetting those things as well, and we have lost all respect for what it means to I can't play with you if you do this, baby. And it's really frustrating because it's not working. You haven't been this bad in a long time. A high count from Altivar like massively affects us. Yeah, I know. I know. I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of blue light. And I'm really not looking forward to summer this year, but I hope that I'll have the opportunity to do something about it. I am a little better at listening to my own body. I've made some crucial decisions for this year, so we'll see. We'll see. Women under belief they can wear sneakers. No, we can't. No, no. And pants? What do you mean? Spring could be summer, could be autumn, could be winter. Everything is in the hands of the devil himself until somebody cuts his fucking hands off. I don't know if that is true wisdom, but sure. Uh, yeah. It's it's too much. It's too much to go into now. But I've thought about this a lot about how I know the seasons do affect us. They really do. They really do. So if that's true, can you tell me where the thunderstorms are? Because then I'll go there. Thunder and or snow. I would like to be there. I miss all the good storms over here, with them. So I would like to have some. Can you tell them to listen? I need to go. I want to lie down a little bit. And Winston is kind of stressing me out. I'm so sorry. I hate it when I can't play with him because if I wasn't streaming, I would just start playing with him, and he wouldn't have jumped too. Sorry. So I'm gonna do something about that. If I am physically able, we'll do a little hangout over no on Saturday. I'll let you know on my socials. But I really can't promise how my body is going to respond to days off when I don't have to stream, right? So I love you. Thank you for being here. Please be nice. Please be kind. Please forgive yourself and other people. And before making a decision, take a deep breath and ask yourself how you can do something with love. And if you can't, try to walk away, if at all possible. Okay? Um, I'll be back on Sunday. Look at the schedule to see what that means for you. It's going to be a regular old Sunday, no book club books, talk, right? No, the 22nd. It's 22nd. So, hope to see you there. Until then, be careful and hope to see you soon. Bye bye.